Back in March 2025, a scientist from France touched down at an American airport. His visa was valid. He carried a return flight booking. He held a formal invitation from a university in the United States. He had visited this country dozens of times previously, yet on this occasion a CBP officer directed him into secondary inspection. They requested that he unlock his mobile device. He cooperated, and within moments they discovered private text exchanges between him and his fellow researchers in which he had expressed criticism of the Trump administration's approach to research funding. That was the entirety of it. That was the complete offense. A personal viewpoint typed inside a private conversation on his own personal device. He was refused entry into the United States of America and sent back to France that very day. The French government lodged a formal diplomatic objection, but that researcher never returned to American territory again. Now, here is the detail that should genuinely frighten you. That happened in March 2025. We are now in 2026, and the surveillance apparatus that ensnared that scientist has grown larger, quicker, more intelligent, and more forceful than anything witnessed in the entire history of American immigration enforcement. And today I am going to reveal to you precisely what they can observe, precisely how they observe it, and precisely what you must erase, deactivate, and eliminate before your upcoming trip. Welcome back. This is the video that could rescue your green card, your visa, your asylum claim, or your liberty. If you own a phone and you intend to cross any United States border, airport, or port of entry in 2026, you must watch every single moment of what follows. Subscribe immediately. Activate the bell icon and let us dive into this. Before I reveal the 5 things you must grasp, understand the magnitude of what is unfolding. In fiscal year 2025, United States Customs and Border Protection examined 55,318 electronic devices at ports of entry. That is unprecedented. That represents a 17.6% jump from the 47,047 devices examined in 2024, and it marks a 32% rise from 2023. For context, in 2016, they examined roughly 19,000 devices, so within a decade, the figure has practically tripled, and those are merely the official CBP statistics at the border. That does not account for what ICE is conducting within the country, which I will address shortly. Of those 55,318 examinations, the overwhelming majority were basic searches, meaning an officer manually browsed through your phone, your photographs, your messages, your applications, your browsing history right there at the inspection counter. Basic searches climbed from 42,125 in 2024 to beyond 50,000 in 2025. No suspicion necessary, no warrant necessary, no probable cause necessary. An officer can grab your phone and begin browsing for any reason or absolutely no reason whatsoever. That is the legal reality at the United States border in 2026. But then there are advanced searches. An advanced search occurs when CBP hooks your device to forensic extraction technology and pulls every single piece of data from your phone, including erased messages, erased photographs, application data, location history, call records, Wi-Fi connection logs, and metadata you never even realized existed. For an advanced search, CBP guidelines state the officer requires reasonable suspicion. But here is the crucial detail. There is no judge involved. There is no warrant request. The officer alone determines what qualifies as reasonable suspicion. And in 2026, under the revised CBP Directive 3340-8049B released January 28, 2026, that authority has expanded further than ever before. Now, let me guide you through the 5 things they can observe. Thing number 1, your private messages and encrypted conversations. You might assume that because you use WhatsApp or Signal or Telegram, your messages are protected. They are encrypted end-to-end, correct? Nobody can access them. That was accurate in theory. It is no longer accurate in practice. And I need to explain 2 distinct methods they are accessing your messages right now. The first method is at the border, when a CBP officer instructs you to unlock your phone or when they link it to a forensic tool during an advanced search. Encryption becomes irrelevant. The phone is unlocked. The messages are visible right there on the display. Cellebrite and GrayKey are two forensic extraction tools that CBP employs. Cellebrite is manufactured by an Israeli firm. GrayKey is manufactured by Grayshift, now acquired by Magnet Forensics. These tools can extract data from both iPhones and Android devices, including messages you believed you had erased. Cellebrite's UFED technology can retrieve deleted texts, photographs, application data, and even partial messages from databases hidden deep within your phone's memory. If you removed a WhatsApp conversation last month, there is a genuine possibility that Cellebrite can recover fragments of it. The second method is considerably more disturbing. On April 7, 2026, NPR disclosed that ICE has acknowledged it is utilizing Paragon Solutions graphite spyware. This is a zero-click spyware tool. That means it can be placed on your phone without you tapping anything, without you opening any link, without you performing any action whatsoever. Graphite can capture encrypted messages from WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, and other platforms in real time. It does not crack the encryption. It reads the messages after they have been decoded on your device. ICE signed a $2 million agreement with Paragon in 2024. The acting ICE director, Todd Lyons, acknowledged to legislators on April 2, 2026, that the agency is employing this spyware. He stated it is being deployed for drug trafficking probes. But here is what you must comprehend. Once this technology exists within an agency, there are no public safeguards restricting which investigations it gets applied to. The EFF, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, has already cautioned that spyware of this nature has been deployed against 90 journalists and civil society members across the globe. What this signifies for you if you are an immigrant, a green card holder, an asylum seeker, a visa holder, or even a naturalized citizen, your private encrypted conversations are not private. Not at the border where your unlocked phone is an open book, and not within the country where zero-click spyware can potentially be activated without your awareness. What to do before any trip? Remove sensitive conversations, but recognize that removal is not sufficient against forensic tools. The most secure approach is to travel with a clean phone. Purchase a second affordable phone. Install only the applications you require for travel on it. Leave your main phone at home. If you absolutely must travel with your primary phone, save everything to the cloud. Execute a factory reset and restore only what you require after you pass the border. And never, under any circumstances, discuss your immigration case, your attorney's guidance, or your legal strategy in any messaging application. Thing number 2, your social media history spanning 5 years. On June 18, 2025, the State Department declared expanded screening and vetting for all F&J visa applicants, including a thorough review of their online footprint. In December 2025, the Department of Homeland Security proposed that all STA applicants, that is, travelers from visa waiver program nations who do not even require a traditional visa, must provide their social media identifiers from the preceding 5 years. CNN, BBC, and NPR all reported on this. This is not speculation. This is official policy. On March 25, 2026, the State Department released another declaration confirming expanded screening and vetting for all visa applicants. And on March 30, 2026, USCIS published its own update on enhanced screening and vetting, explicitly identifying increased social media and financial vetting as fundamental elements of the new procedure. But here is what the majority of people overlook. This does not exclusively apply to new visa applicants. Operation PARRIS, which stands for Post-Admission Refugee Reverification and Integrity Strengthening, was initiated on January 9, 2026 in Minnesota. Under Operation PARRIS, USCIS is revisiting and revetting individuals who already obtained refugee status. They are examining social media posts, financial records, and performing community interviews. They are reinvestigating people who were approved years ago, and the USCIS Vetting Center, an entirely new entity established in January 2026, is directing this initiative with additional personnel at 80 field offices across the nation. At the border, CBP officers can and do request that you display your social media accounts during secondary inspection. They can browse through your Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, LinkedIn, and any other platform. They are searching for posts that contradict your visa application. They are searching for posts that imply unauthorized employment. They are searching for political content that they consider problematic. Remember the French scientist? A private message was sufficient to get him deported. What to do? Review every social media account you possess. Go back 5 years. Remove or archive posts that reference your immigration status, your employment situation, your political views about the United States government, or anything that could be misread. Withdraw yourself from group chats on Facebook and WhatsApp that discuss immigration enforcement, demonstrations, or political activism. And here is an essential detail. Do not delete your accounts completely before a visa interview or border crossing, because that alone can trigger suspicion. Instead, sanitize them. Make them uninteresting, make them unremarkable. Thing number 3, your location history and movement patterns. This one is invisible to the majority of people, but it is the most potent surveillance instrument in ICE's arsenal. On March 4, 2026, NPR released an investigation revealing that the Department of Homeland Security is employing an extensive network of surveillance tools acquired from private companies to monitor immigrants and even United States citizens. The focal point is an application called Mobile Fortify, which draws from DHS databases and data purchased from commercial brokers. Here is how it functions. Your phone continuously pings nearby cell towers and Wi-Fi networks. It logs your GPS coordinates through dozens of applications from Google Maps to weather apps to food delivery services. Companies harvest this data and sell it to data brokers. DHS and ICE purchase this data from companies like Babel Street. The ACLU obtained thousands of pages through FOIA requests demonstrating that DHS has been acquiring bulk location data since 2017. CBP alone paid Ventel, a location data broker, over $2 million. This data reveals to ICE where you reside, where you are employed, where you worship, where your children attend school, and which routes you drive every single day. But it becomes worse. In January 2026, multiple reports verified that ICE invested $800,000 in surveillance vans fitted with Stingray technology. Stingrays are devices that imitate cell phone towers. When your phone is near one of these vans, it links to the fake tower rather than a genuine one. The Stingray then gathers your phone number, your location, your call metadata, and in certain situations, the content of your communications. These vans can be stationed anywhere, outside a mosque, outside a community center, outside an immigration attorney's office, outside your residence, and your phone links to them automatically without your knowledge. The Washington Post released an interactive investigation on January 29, 2026, documenting that ICE's surveillance toolkit now encompasses biometric trackers, cell phone location databases, drones, license plate readers, and artificial intelligence facial recognition, all unified into a single system. What to do? Disable location services for every application that does not absolutely require them. Open your phone settings right now, whether it is iPhone or Android, and examine which applications have permission to access your location. Revoke permission for everything except navigation. Disable Wi-Fi and Bluetooth when you are not actively utilizing them because both emit signals that can be tracked. Consider employing a VPN on your phone at all times, and before approaching the border, power off your phone entirely because a powered-down phone does not ping towers or connect to Stingrays. Thing number 4, your photos, videos, and stored files. This appears straightforward, but the specifics are significant. During a basic search at the border, a CBP officer can manually browse through every photo and video on your phone. During an advanced search, forensic tools can extract every image, including thumbnails of erased photos, metadata revealing precisely when and where each photo was captured, and files embedded in application caches that you never even realized were stored. Here is what officers are specifically seeking. Photos of work locations if you are on a tourist visa, but the photos indicate you have been working. Photos with particular individuals who may be flagged in DHS databases. Photos of documents such as pay stubs, employment contracts, or identification cards from other nations. screenshots of discussions about immigration strategy or legal counsel, photos that contradict the account you provided the officer about the purpose of your visit. There is also a new dimension in 2026. CBP's revised directive released January 28, 2026 explicitly includes wearable devices within the scope of searchable electronics. That means your Apple Watch, your Fitbit, your Samsung Galaxy Watch. These devices retain health data, location data, movement patterns, and even audio recordings. A Visa HQ report from March 24, 2026 confirmed that CBP has started examining data from wearable devices during advanced searches. Here is one significant safeguard. Under the revised CBP directive, officers cannot deliberately access cloud-only data. They can only examine data stored locally on the device. If your phone is in airplane mode, they cannot navigate your iCloud, Google Drive, or Dropbox. But here is the limitation. Many applications automatically cache cloud data locally. Your Google Photos app might retain thumbnails stored on the device, even if the originals reside in the cloud. Your email application might have cached attachments, so the safeguard is genuine, but incomplete. What to do? Before traveling, erase all photos, videos, and files that you would not want a government officer to view. Transfer everything to cloud storage and verify that nothing is cached locally. Purge the cache of every application manually. Inspect your recently deleted folder because on iPhones, erased photos remain in that folder for 30 days before they are truly eliminated. And remove any work-related files if your visa status does not permit employment. Thing number 5, your application data, browser history, and digital fingerprint. This is the one that ensnares people who believe they have cleaned everything else. When CBP conducts an advanced search using Cellebrite or GrayKey, they do not merely see your messages and photos, they see everything. Every application you have installed, every website you have visited, every search query you have entered into Google, Safari, or Chrome, every Wi-Fi network your phone has ever connected to, which exposes every location you have traveled to that had Wi-Fi, every Bluetooth device your phone has paired with, every calendar entry, every contact in your address book, including contacts you erased because forensic tools can retrieve those as well. Every note in your Notes application, every voice memo, every download in every app. They can observe that you downloaded a job hunting application while on a tourist visa. They can observe that you searched for how to extend visa overstay 3 months prior. They can observe that you connected to the Wi-Fi network at a particular workplace every day for 6 months. They can observe that you have a contact saved as immigration lawyer. Do not call from this phone. Every single digital trace tells a narrative, and a skilled forensic analyst can reconstruct your life from your phone data more precisely than you could recount it yourself. And there is one additional layer that most people do not grasp. USCIS is now cross-referencing your phone data with your application data. If you informed USCIS you have been unemployed, but your phone reveals daily connections to a workplace Wi-Fi, that is a fraud indicator. If you informed USCIS you have been residing in New York, but your phone's location history shows you have been in Texas for 8 months, that is a fraud indicator. The digital record on your phone is being handled as a second testimony, and if it conflicts with your first testimony on paper, you face a serious problem. What to do? Erase your browser history on every browser on your phone. Erase cookies and cache data. Remove applications that could prompt questions about your immigration status or employment. Examine your contacts list and eliminate anything that appears suspicious in the context of an immigration interview. Review your calendar for entries that could indicate unauthorized work. And examine your Notes application because people frequently store sensitive information there, including passwords, case numbers, attorney discussions, and personal journal entries that could be interpreted out of context. Now, I want to provide you with a comprehensive protection plan, 5 steps that you should execute before every single international trip in 2026. Step 1. Travel with a clean phone. This is the single most effective safeguard available to you. Purchase an affordable secondary phone. Configure it with only the applications you require for travel. your airline application, a maps application, a basic messaging application with no history, and your email logged into a fresh account. Leave your main phone at home. This is what journalists, human rights workers, and attorneys who operate at the border already practice. It is not suspicious, it is wise. Step 2. If you cannot travel with a clean phone, execute a complete backup and factory reset. Save your entire phone to iCloud or Google Drive. Then execute a factory reset so the device is thoroughly wiped. Configure it as a new phone with only essential applications. After you pass the border and you are safely at your destination, restore your backup. This is not infallible against the most sophisticated forensic tools, but it removes the vast majority of data that a basic or standard advanced search would uncover. Step 3. Disable biometrics before you approach the border. Switch your phone from Face ID or fingerprint unlock to a strong alphanumeric passcode. In the United States, courts have determined that officers can compel you to use your face or fingerprint to unlock a device. But there is more robust legal protection for passcodes, which are regarded as testimonial under the Fifth Amendment. This is a developing area of law and is not assured protection, but it establishes an additional legal obstacle. Step 4. Place your phone in airplane mode before you reach the customs area. This blocks CBP from accessing any cloud data through your device. Under CBP Directive 334049B, officers are not authorized to deliberately access cloud-only content. If your phone is in airplane mode, applications cannot retrieve remote data. This restricts the search to whatever is stored locally on the device, which if you followed steps 1 or 2 should be virtually nothing. Step 5. Understand your rights, but also understand the consequences. You possess the right to decline to unlock your phone. CBP cannot refuse a United States citizen entry for declining, but they can hold you for extended periods, confiscate your device for up to 5 days or in certain situations longer, and generate a record of non-cooperation that may impact future travel. If you are a green card holder, declining a device search introduces risk because officers can use it as a factor in questioning your admissibility. If you are a visa holder, declining a device search can lead to your visa being canceled and your entry refused on the spot. This is not a straightforward decision. It hinges on your immigration status, your particular circumstances, and your risk tolerance. I strongly advise discussing this with an immigration attorney before you travel. Now, let me provide you with the emergency information you need to store right now. The ICE detainee hotline number is 8666-347-2423. The ICE detainee locator website is locator.ice.gov. If you are detained, the sentence you need to state is, "I am exercising my right to remain silent, and I would like to speak with my attorney." Do not elaborate, do not dispute, do not offer information. State that sentence and state nothing else until your attorney arrives. Here is the broader picture. We are experiencing the most extensive expansion of immigration surveillance in American history. ICE invested $2.8 billion on surveillance technology. They possess Paragon spyware that accesses encrypted messages without your knowledge. They possess Cellebrite data from confiscated phones. They possess Stingray vans that replicate cell towers outside your residence. They possess Babel Street and Ventil, supplying them your location data acquired from commercial applications. They possess Mobile Fortify, consolidating all of this into a unified system. They possess 50 of 318 device searches at the border in 2025, and that figure will be greater in 2026. And they possess Operation PARRIS, revetting individuals who were already approved years ago. This is not about whether you have committed any wrongdoing. This is about the reality that your phone contains more information about you than any government file, any interview, any application, or any testimony you have ever provided. And in 2026, that phone is being treated as evidence before you have even been accused of anything. Safeguard yourself, sanitize your phone, understand your rights, travel intelligently, and share this video with every single person you know who holds a visa, a green card, an asylum case, or anyone who crosses the United States border for any reason. I want to hear from you. What is your greatest concern about phone searches at the border? Have you ever been directed into secondary inspection? What occurred? Share your experience in the comments below. Your question could become the next video. If this video was valuable to you, press the like button, share it with your family and your community, and subscribe for weekly analyses of the policies that impact your life. Join the WhatsApp alert channel. The link is in the description. Real-time updates are sent there when new policies emerge, so you are never taken by surprise. Stay informed, stay prepared, stay safe. See you in the next one.